A god stood before the universe he believed he had made. Around him stretched heavens he had raised, authorities that answered to his voice, powers that bowed to his command. Nothing above him, nothing beyond him, or so it seemed from where he stood. Then the ruler spoke the words that would define him forever. "I am God, and there is no other beside me." A voice answered from beyond his heaven, from somewhere his eyes could not reach. "You are mistaken, Samael." Samael, the blind god, the god of the blind. Who was this ruler, powerful enough to build a universe, yet blind enough to believe he was alone within it? What existed above him that he could not see? And why would the ancient writers who preserved his story give him another name that meant nothing but blindness? To answer that, the story has to begin before his declaration. It has to begin with how he came to exist at all. In the fullness above, a realm of light, the Gnostic writers called the Pleroma, an aeon named Sophia acted alone, apart from the harmony that held that realm together. What came from that act did not reflect the wholeness from which Sophia had emerged. It was incomplete, unfinished. Ashamed of what she had produced, Sophia concealed the offspring, wrapping it in cloud and darkness so that none of the immortals above would see it. That hidden offspring was Yaldabaoth. Yaldabaoth grew in isolation, cut off from the moment of his beginning. The hidden ruler could not perceive Sophia. Yaldabaoth could not perceive the Pleroma. He could not perceive the invisible source above all sources. His entire awareness was bounded by the walls of his concealment. And within those walls, Yaldabaoth assumed the walls were the whole of existence. This is the essential detail. Yaldabaoth was not weak. The ruler carried real power inherited from Sophia, though he never understood where that power came from or what it truly was. Power whose origin he could not perceive. Strength without self-knowledge. That is the condition the ancient writers were describing when they called him blind. Using that inherited power, Yaldabaoth began to build. Rulers, authorities, lower heavens. An entire ordered cosmos took shape beneath him, structured and administered like an empire. But notice what the texts do not say. They do not say Yaldabaoth designed this order entirely from his own imagination. The ruler built from a pattern carried within the power inherited from Sophia, without understanding where that pattern came from. The blueprint existed within the power. Its original remained invisible to the one using it. Yaldabaoth was building a copy, and he believed he was building the original. It was within this world, surrounded by beings who owed their existence to his command, that Yaldabaoth made his declaration, "I am God, and there is no other beside me." Read closely, and the sentence carries its own collapse. A jealous God is a God who fears a rival, and a God who fears a rival has already admitted, without meaning to, that something else exists. The words meant to close every door had already opened one. Then, in the hypostasis of the archons, the door opens further. A voice breaks through from above Yaldabaoth's domain, not from within his empire, not from among the rulers he created. The voice comes from beyond the reach of his authority. "You are mistaken, Samael." Not a punishment, not a war, just a correction, spoken from a height the ruler did not know existed. Yaldabaoth did not stop building. What happened next reveals the deepest edge of his blindness. From the higher realm, the image of the true human appeared reflected in the waters below, like a reality beyond Yaldabaoth, casting its shadow into his world. The entire realm of the rulers trembled. The authorities saw the image. Their response was not wonder, it was appetite. The rulers decided to make a being in that likeness, hoping its light could be captured and made to serve their realm. The beings who called themselves creators began their greatest work by copying something that had come from somewhere above them. The rulers shaped a human body from the pattern they had witnessed. They gave the figure form, structure, features. Then they waited for the human being to rise. Adam did not rise. In the hypostasis of the archons, the human form lies on the ground for days, animated at one level yet still unable to rise, because the rulers cannot provide the higher power that completes it. Their craftsmanship had reached its limit. In the Apocryphon of John, another version of the moment appears. Yaldabaoth is maneuvered by powers beyond his understanding into releasing the very power inherited from Sophia into the body the rulers had built. The mechanisms differ across the two accounts. The revelation beneath them does not. The rulers formed the vessel. The power that truly awakened humanity did not originate with them. Once that power entered the human being, everything changed. Adam awakened, but Adam did not merely live. The human being understood. Adam perceived. His thought reached farther than the thought of the rulers who had shaped his body. The creation had exceeded its creators. This is where fear enters the story. The rulers were not frightened merely because Adam was alive. They had wanted a living vessel. The fear came from what Adam's brightness revealed. Something inside the human being had not come from Yaldabaoth's domain. Something within Adam was not subject to the blind ruler's laws. The light could not be traced back to Yaldabaoth's authority. The spark inside humanity survived the ruler's reach for a simple reason. They did not create it. Nothing can fully own what it did not bring into being. Yaldabaoth could not erase what was inside humanity, but the ruler could surround it. What follows is more than violence. It is architecture, fate, the Apocryphon of John calls it. Fixed measures, times and seasons. A structure so total that even the rulers themselves became bound within it. Sleep. Forgetfulness. A controlled field of perception in which the lower world could be mistaken for the whole of reality, because nothing inside that field pointed toward anything beyond it. And at the center of that architecture, the texts describe something more intimate, a counterfeit spirit, a false inner voice modeled closely enough on the true one to compete with it. Not a monster, not an external chain. A voice positioned exactly where the true voice should be heard, repeating the boundaries of Yaldabaoth's world as though those boundaries were the limits of existence itself. You are only the body. You are only the history assigned to you. You are only the role the system gave you. Authority is always outside you. Nothing exists beyond what you already see. Yaldabaoth had mistaken the borders of his own realm for the limits of everything that could ever exist. The counterfeit spirit exists to make sure humanity makes the same mistake. But a ceiling is not the sky, and a copy is not the source from which it came. The awakening described by the ancient writers is not the discovery of new power. It is the recognition of an old one. It is the moment the light inside a human being notices the ceiling for what it is, not the edge of reality. Only the edge of what one ruler was able to build. Yaldabaoth built the body. Yaldabaoth built the rules of the lower world. The blind ruler built the sleep, the fate, and the counterfeit voice standing where the true one should be heard. But Yaldabaoth did not build the light inside you. The ruler could make humanity forget where that light came from. Yaldabaoth could never become the place it came from.